Here are moments when you have to rub your eyes to believe what you're seeing. It's not a movie, it's not CGI, it's real. Imagine a massive construction machine sliding down a steep slope. No ramp, no winch, just pure hydraulic control. In situations where most would panic, a broken track, a jammed joint, the operator stays calm. They rotate the cabin, adjust the boom angle, and cleverly use the machine's own body to escape trouble. No panic, no wasted motion. Every action is the result of hours, months, even years of experience and trust in the machine. In moments that leave others tense and breathless, the operator moves with surreal calm. The excavator has tilted slightly toward a deep ditch, its track resting on unstable ground. A small error could send it crashing down, but there's no shouting, no rushing. The operator watches his screens, feels the cabin, then slowly rotates to balance the load, lowers the boom in a sweeping arc, and uses the bucket not to dig, but to brace and stabilize. The arm doesn't move in straight lines. It flows like a sword slicing air. Inch by inch, the machine recenters itself. No dust, no noise, no signs of distress. Everything seems pre-programmed, but it's not. It's the result of years of discipline, where muscle memory is faster than thought. Slippery slopes, unstable rocks, soft earth, they're not obstacles, they're the stage. Skilled operators read the terrain like a map, listening to ground vibration, spotting micro movements in the soil, and placing the bucket as if playing chess. One wrong move could cause a landslide, but for them, it's just another day at work. In a place where even the slightest misstep can cause dozens of tons of steel to tumble like a flood, the operator stays calm, eyes locked onto every detail of the slope, ears tuned to the faintest scratch of stone against steel. There's no room for haste here. The bucket doesn't attack. It probes gently, like a slow, intimate tango with nature. Every motion must be perfectly synchronized, between man and machine, between logic and feel. A slight tilt, a few centimeters too deep, and the balance is lost. But for someone seasoned by mud, rain, and stone, this is routine. They've learned to listen to the ground, to interpret the silent language between metal and earth. They're not just operating, they're performing a dance of survival and mastery. No one earns respect by choosing the easy route. True skill is forged in pressure, in chaos, in uncertainty. For an excavator operator, that crucible is a rain-slick cliffside, a soaked and unstable slope, or a minefield of jagged stone. They don't back away. They step forward, but with precision. They fine-tune the lifting force, adjust the tilt angle, and anticipate the slightest terrain shifts before they even occur. Every inch of progress, every subtle repositioning, is backed by sharp calculation. To the untrained eye, it's a death trap, but to them, it's the proving ground, the ultimate stage. Because while machines may have power, only human hands and minds can turn them into something extraordinary. Not everyone can see that behind what looks like simple digging lies a complex, high-stakes game of chess. The terrain becomes a massive board, each contact point a move, each bucket placement a decision of strategy. The operator must read the land, anticipate collapses, predict where rocks might shift, and how weight might tilt the balance. No manual can guide this. Only experience and nerve create the path forward. Sometimes a backward step is needed to advance 3. Like a grandmaster laying a trap, each move is calculated. A single misjudged scoop could cause a landslide or structural failure. But for those who've grown through grit and hardship, calculations are second nature, and their sense of terrain is sharper than blueprints. This is no game of luck. This is the battlefield they've mastered, move by move. Picture this. A massive vehicle is stuck in deep mud with no backup gear. In comes another machine, moving in slowly, confidently. No ropes, no pulleys, just hydraulics and genius. With careful force and precision angles, it lifts and pulls the trapped vehicle to safety. All done in the dark, all done by instinct and mastery. In the pitch-black night, where thick mud swallows even the mightiest wheels, a massive truck lies helpless, buried deep in a hopeless sinkhole. No alarms, no flashing lights, no roaring engines, just dim cabin beams cutting through the mist. Then another machine approaches quietly, as if it heard a silent cry for help. There are no tow cables, no recovery gear, just precise hydraulics, flawless positioning, and a deep, intuitive feel for every angle of the train. It doesn't pull, it guides, it lifts. It creates space for the trapped vehicle to escape. In the cold, sticky silence, two machines move as if in unspoken coordination. The operator feels every shudder, every whisper of resistance, as if it were his own heartbeat. This is not just rescue, it's a symphony of steel, skill, and trust. No one expected a vehicle this size to get out without a tow rope. But when the excavator arrived, something shifted. No rush, no struggle, just perfect placement of the bucket, exactly where pressure could start to change the situation. The trap truck wasn't pulled, it was guided. Bit by bit, mud was displaced. Pressure was released. The earth gave way. What seemed like a deadlock turned into a dance of calculation and finesse. This wasn't brute strength. This was mastery. The operator didn't just control the machine. He read the ground, predicted the reactions, and moved with the kind of confidence that only comes from years of being one with the metal. In that bog, what seemed impossible became effortless, because real control is always quiet. A truck heavy as a house is stuck in a swamp of clay and sludge. Each rotation of the wheels only digs it deeper into the trap. In near zero visibility, with nothing but instinct and a dim dashboard glow, another machine approaches. Calm, unhurried. The operator edges closer, like a surgeon approaching a critical procedure. No hooks, no winches. Instead, he relies on hydraulic precision, applying targeted pressure to just the right structural point. A series of light pushes and counterbalances slowly coax the stuck vehicle upward, inch by inch, out of the mud's grip. There's no noise, no brute force, just an operator who knows his machine like his own limbs and trusts it to carry the weight of another. In that moment, raw steel becomes a lifeline. The truck wasn't stuck because it was weak. It was stuck because the earth had claimed control. The more it fought, the tighter it sank. Then came the excavator, not to yank it free, but to reset the balance. No cables, no chains, just hydraulic logic in motion. The operator didn't rush. He felt the terrain through every lever, read the depth through every vibration. He didn't use the bucket to dig. He used it to assist. A soft push here, a slight tilt there, like a gentle nudge between old friends. Under that kind of guidance, the truck slowly rose back into traction. No drama, no force, just deliberate, measured power. Because sometimes true strength isn't in the force you use, but in how precisely you use it. Tearing down an old building isn't just brute force, it's strategy. Operators follow a plan. Roof first, then walls. Preserving balance and preventing collapse. Dust is controlled, materials sorted, everything done fast but clean. This isn't just demolition, it's engineering choreography. Demolishing an old building isn't as simple as knocking it down. Before the first bucket swings, the operator must observe and analyze the entire structure like a seasoned engineer. They read which columns bear the loads, which walls are secondary, and which rooftop sections are unstable. Without blueprints, every angle seems to be modeled in their mind. The process begins with the roof, lowering the center of gravity and easing pressure on the load-bearing walls. Layers of walls come down next, top down and outer to inner. The most critical task is maintaining structural balance. If the machine misfires, even for a second, or a wall fails at the wrong time, the whole building could collapse unexpectedly, posing danger to everyone. Meanwhile, high-pressure misting systems suppress dust continuously, while nets and partitions ensure debris doesn't scatter. And noise barriers keep sound under control. This isn't smashing. It's a delicate, meticulous, and responsible dismantling process. Inside the excavator cabin, the operator isn't just driving a massive machine. They're performing a structural operation with millimeter precision. That old structure isn't merely concrete and steel. It's a giant body that must be reverse dissected, top to bottom. Before the bucket touches any bricks, they calculate which section goes first, which stays intact, and in what direction to apply force to prevent a domino collapse. They begin with the roof, often lighter but perilous because it can give way suddenly. Next come the outer walls, shrinking the building inwards in a controlled manner. Meanwhile, auxiliary systems run non-stop, rotating mist cannons adjusted to wind direction, dust-retaining nets surrounding the site, and noise reduction devices operating at optimal levels. In such a high-risk environment, Machine operation is only half the job. The rest lies in analysis, judgment, and decision-making like a top-tier specialist. Unlike movie scenes where buildings explode and crumble in seconds, real dismantling is a highly ordered, strategic, and detail-controlled process. Every movement is calculated: approach angle, applied force, and vibration propagation to the foundation. The operator coordinates with precision between the excavator controls and visual monitoring of the structure. When the roof comes down, the crash isn't deafening. It's like a gentle rain of rubble because everything's shock-absorbed correctly. Walls don't topple outward. They're guided downward to prevent damaging nearby structures. Simultaneously, misting systems adjust to the pace, minimizing airborne dust, while noise barriers maintain a relative calm in surrounding residential areas. All of this is possible only with operators and teams who truly grasp that demolition is an exercise in engineering, not reckless destruction. Tearing down an old building isn't erasing. It's thoughtfully closing a chapter of its architectural life. The operator doesn't just destroy, they honor the structure, taking it down in the correct sequence, with the right method, and without causing chaos. They begin with the roof, a lightweight yet complex section, then proceed to main walls, ensuring each brick cluster drops precisely into the debris pile. Throughout the process, inclination sensors monitor stability, keeping the center of mass safe. High-pressure water sprays control dust, and sound barriers curtail noise. It unfolds like a closing ritual, quiet, deliberate, and respectful. The operator may remain silent, but every move shows reverence. They dismantle, not wreck. They take apart, not collapse. When the job is done, the ground is restored, ready for a new beginning, made possible by those skilled hands and that sturdy machine.
You might think this is fake, staged, or edited,
But no, it's the product of years inside the cabin, of knowing every hiss, rattle, and hum of the machine. These operators don't just drive, they connect with the metal, the gravity, and the environment. Together, they create moments of absolute brilliance that no special effect could ever replicate.